Now this video is for you people, you who believe you have done so many mean things in the world and you're realizing that maybe that wasn't the answer and you've been manipulated to believe lies and how to take and get and live life in a very like a beast. There are a lot of beautiful words and sophisticated words to describe it, but I'm like living life like a beast. You know, just sleeping around, just manipulating people, just lying, just drinking, smoking, sexing, everything that moves. And then you say, oh, but I want love. But you keep doing the same things repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again and ending up in the same hole. And you're confused as to why you're still feeling like you're missing love. You're missing the love that you never gave yourself. You're missing the love that you were never given. Okay, now, you're expecting love, but you're not doing things to be lovable. You're actually doing things to be hated. All right? And it sounds like criticism, but let me tell you this. I have attracted a lot of mean-spirited people in my life. I believe it's because I can resonate, the energies though, with some of their ways. The reason why is because I could have been one of those people. But God had better plans for me. All right? It was for me to be like the whisperer. You know, I hear you, I understand you, I feel you. But where I went wrong is where I believe that if I showed you me, you can probably say, well, if she came from that background and she turned out okay, if I work a little on myself, maybe I could be okay and I could be pleased with myself. Because what happens is that we all have been lied to. Some of us woke up early enough and some of us just are still asleep. Well into our adulthood, 40s, 50s. Still feeling now today, feeling like you're missing something, like you're missing out on something, but you're still living that filthy lifestyle. And I'm not going to sugarcoat what I want to say here because I don't mean it as an insult. You know right from wrong. I don't care what kind of disability you have. I don't care what type of emotional instabilities you have. I don't care what happened. You're seeing that things that you're doing, they're not turning out the way you planned them. I saw it going different in my head. It just didn't turn out that way. Wait a minute. It turned out just like it did the time before that, and the time before that, and the time before that, and I ended up the same way. You have been brainwashed just like the rest of us. All right, but you were really your programming is so damaged that it's more harmful to you than it is to anyone else. See, physically you can do things to people, but spiritually you're killing yourself. See, you can take material things from me and I don't feel bad about myself. I feel bad that I wasn't able to properly relate to you what I was trying to do for you. If you want to start recovering, the very first thing you have to do is that you have to be true to yourself. Now, you can tell 1,000 lies, but see, people already know who you are. They already know where you're coming from. It's not hard to tell. The real you is going to come out. And then people are going to know what you're made of. And if there's anyone not really paying attention and it takes them longer than a couple of months, eventually they know who you are. What I'm trying to say is that you have to be true to yourself. That's the first thing you have to do. Stop telling lies because people already know who you are. So when you're telling a lie, you're already lying to yourself. All right? Say, yo, this was messed up. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to do this shit to myself no more. I want my life to be different. And live by that. Live by those words that you're telling yourself, the truth. All right, if you did wrong and you get busted, don't lie. How are you going to feel about it later on? Like, oh my God, I won? What are you, crazy? Won what? You told a lie. That's all. That's all there is. And then the next step is to forgive yourself for the things in the past, the things that you cannot change. Now, you can do a lot of volunteer work all you want. You're not in charge. God is in charge. Okay, you're not in charge. God is in charge. So do all the volunteer work that you want to make yourself feel better. But you owe something to those who love you. That's who you owe something. So go ahead and do volunteer work for a bunch of strangers, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, human beings, we need of each other. But you owe something to your family. You owe them loyalty. To certain family members, not to everybody, because I know for sure I don't owe everybody something. You owe something to the people who've been sticking by you. The people you know, when something is up with you, you can always call them up and they'll be there. That's who you owe something to. Not to those new people that you're trying to con into believing your words. You don't owe nothing to them. You have no type of connection with them. It's the people that's been there. The people that call and check on you. The people that when you're sick, they're right there by the hospital. They're right there by your bed. They're right there bringing you Gatorade. They're right there bringing you medicine, headache, whatever it is that you need. They're right there. They're going to your appointments with you. Even though you shit on them, they are right there. Not in your pockets. The people that are in your pockets, they're just like you. That's not who you owe something to. You owe something to those who you know you didn't have to pay to act like your friends. That's who you owe something to. All right? So you need to forgive yourself for the things that you cannot change. In the past, it's too way past, like, right? Forgive yourself for those things. Practice, practice, practice every day, one day at a time. Try to forgive yourself. Like, I know I did this, I know I did that, and I know my limitations. The third thing that I believe that you should do is try to accept love. Accept it first before you give it. Because if you see, we learn something from everyone in the world that we meet, good or bad. All right? Accept love. Understand that when they say that everyone deserves love, that is true. But you need to accept love. It's kind of like a new language. All right? Accept love. And now when you accept love and you see how it works, now you can learn from that love. The type of people, mean-spirited people that I'm talking about, right? They've been broken down since they're young, right? They've been trained to give of themselves to the wrong people, just so a lot of people can love me. They don't love you. They don't know you. Only the people that really know you and stand by you, regardless, they're the people that truly love you. But you have to understand what love is, so you have to learn to accept love first. Learn to accept it before you even try to give it. Because if you don't learn what it is first, you don't see it, you don't recognize it, how the hell you know you're giving, real love out? Okay, so now, what happens when your spirit is broken as a child? My spirit was not completely broken, and it's probably due to I wasn't raised by somebody who could have completely disappointed me over and over and over and over and over again. She did disappoint us, but we wasn't living with her to just be dealing with her and her energy. We were dealing with other people. So it was a little bit different. Besides you being taught these superficial acts to feel loved, because not to be loved, but to feel loved, you start having these bad experiences in life. Like for some people, I don't know if everybody experiences this, but I've known of a lot of people that have gone through what I call a dark night of the soul, right? And it's scary things, and having all these bad experiences, and when my situation was like, it felt like all of a sudden the whole world was against me. And I didn't think it was personal because I don't know all these people. It was complete strangers that were just come just I don't even know how to describe it. And I'm like, did somebody put some witchcraft on me? Maybe, but I haven't done anything. You see what I'm saying? I haven't done anything to anyone for them to want to do witchcraft on me. So whether they were doing witchcraft or not, I would still question it because I haven't done anything. So that would be a person that like hates me and wants to see me not doing well for some reason. A mean-spirited person would do that stuff to you so that if you look really bad and you look really broke and you look really like your life looks like shit, they would feel good because it's like, oh, it's not just me, it's you too, and you're not perfect, kind of thing, right? And for a person like me, my childhood, what it did, it was to make me extra sensitive to those things, and that's why I had to, I had to rebuild myself as a stronger human being. I'm not saying that's not people that's not going to try to come at me, but it's just not going to affect me as bad as it used to, meaning emotionally. So yeah, I know I'm going into it, but oh, there's an important point. This is very important right here. Don't be afraid to lose, to throw away people. Don't be afraid. I mean, that is the best lesson I have ever learned in my entire life. When I started going through my awakening, every time I open social media, whatever channel, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, it was spiritual awakening. And one of the things that just kept coming at me is like losing people. And don't be afraid to lose people. Don't be afraid to be by yourself. Don't be afraid to be alone. Learn to love yourself. And that was a lot. So when you learn that what that means, then you understand better. It's so much easier to lose people. When I say lose them, whether they leave or you just stop dealing with them on a regular basis because you know they're not healthy for you. All right, so here's a plain example. I wanted to stop smoking cigarette, and I would stop smoking for a few days. And then I have a friend that will say, hey, I'm coming over. What you doing? Blah, 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 blah. I'm just chilling. You come watch a movie. Let me bring you a pack of cigarette? That's not a good friend. All right? Another thing is like you're trying to stop drinking. You don't want to drink. But this friend is always taking you around parties. Or all of a sudden they want to bring you bottles of liquor when they didn't do that in the past. But now that you're trying to stop drinking, they're coming up with, creating environments, creating situations where you might have to drink. You have a drinking problem. Okay, so I would say, well, I'm trying to stop smoking. Like, why would you surprise me with a pack of cigarettes? You never did it before. Oh, I'm just trying to be nice. No, you're not. Because nice people who are your friends, they're on your side. So whatever you decide to do for you, I'm with you. I'm supporting you. And when you say, oh my God, can you buy me a pack of cigarettes? You don't want to smoke, so I ain't bringing you no cigarette. And that's a friend. Okay, that's somebody in your family that really cares about you being successful at whatever you're doing. Now, I think a friend is not a person that you get high with. No, that's somebody that you get high with. That's not a friend. So don't get it twisted. All right? Don't get it twisted. Let me tell you that if you stop doing drugs, I bet you that person won't want to hang out with you no more. Why? Because the only thing you had in common was the drugs. That's not a friend. Don't be like, yo, my friend Carlos is coming over. That's not your friend. This dude I get high with, he about to come over. All right? Another thing, let's say you're a female and, you a little loose with your body because of the programming that you have in your head. And this person is like, come on, come with me. There's going to be a lot of cute guys. And cute guys, what do you want? You want a guy? You want a man? You want a husband? What do you want? Think about what is it that you want. And then when you recognize, when you start waking up, these things, I wouldn't need to tell you anymore. They're just going to come clear to you that somebody's going to be like, oh, it's going to be this here. And it's going to be a lot of drugs. They told me some cocaine. He's this and that. And you're going to be like, what? Now, Another type of people that we call friends that they're not really our friends are those who use our popularity to get ahead. and I know I probably was extra with the words, but let me explain it. So I know that people like you and people flock to you. So every time I'm going to a certain something, I want to bring you because I know that you're going to bring people my way. Like that person is using you. Okay? And also the guy friend, I'm just going to say guy. The guy friend that, he's your homeboy, we chill, he's my friend, right? But he never got no money. You're the one that paying for everything. So basically, he's not your friend. He's your hangout buddy. But he brings you along because he never has no money. And we don't think about that. It's our ego. You may not be a narcissist, but we all have that narcissistic tendencies. And we try to convince ourselves that these people are our friends. But if you start thinking about it like, yeah, this dude always coming to get me, but he never have no money. And he always short. You see what I'm saying? He's actually getting you to hang out with him, and he called himself your friend because you are always willing to back him up financially when you go out with money, pay for stuff. And you might be popular, you might be famous, you might be well known in your community, and you're an asset to his you're an asset to him. And those are things that you have to look for. That's how you start working on yourself. You start being true to yourself. Then you forgive yourself. Then you try to stay away from those things who cause you, that influence you in a negative manner. You start getting rid of people. I mean, on some old in a bold way. Think about yourself as a king or a queen. And you don't really need these people. You really never needed them. They always needed you. Everyone, even your parents that weren't good parents, they needed you to be like, yeah, my kids. You made them look responsible. You made them look accomplished. They could say, my children, my daughter gave me this. My mama gave me this. My father gave me this. You gave them status, is what I'm trying to say. When you realize this, you're going to see HowYouTheBomb.com. Anyway, that's what I think. That's been my experience. I just have a different mindset today. And I realized that the things that I might have been crying about, feeling bad about, from my childhood to now, and think that I was missing, it was actually a blessing that I didn't have it. For these dark moments to go away from your life, you have to realize that half of the stuff that you're doing it to yourself by keeping these toxic people around you. Listen, and I'm going to say it again. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm going to say it as much as I can, as long as I want to, because I don't think people are understanding. Family members, they use you too. And I know it's hard with siblings, it's hard with children. And when I say children, I'm not talking about little children. I'm talking about adult children who still use their parents. That kind of toxic family dynamic. There's always a weak one, okay? Those are small things that you need to pay attention to. And when you're going through hard times like me, that everyone, it seems like they don't like you and this and that and the other, it's just God trying to tell you, like, yo, you're not looking out for yourself. Yo, you're not looking out for yourself. Yo, watch your back. Hey, you're not looking out. Yo, you found another one like the last one? Basically, that's what's going on. When you start putting you first and understanding that they need you and you don't need them, things are going to clear up for you. Well, that's what I think. All right. That's it for now. Bye.